Life, life. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone in today's session. Today is on Bhagavad Gita chapter 1. We have been doing the overview, but today we are going to start the Hare Krishna. Our neighbors joined us online, which is great. It's good to have you. So we're still waiting for some of our devotees who usually come at home. So let them join us. But meanwhile, we shall start.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Okay, we can hear you as well. And I set up such a way. Okay, Shivana is trying to hide behind us, but others will come. Right, so Hare Krishna. Okay, you're back unmuted. So this is on Bhagavad Gita. As we discussed in the past, there are many Bhagavad Gitas in the market, but the one we are discussing is Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada ji, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Usually we do online or offline, but this is an attempt to do the hybrid. So we have online audience with us, those who can join, and we do have offline as well. So before we go further, we always do the Mangala Charan. Let's do the Mangala Charan, which is the auspicious prayers for the blessings, and then we shall move forward. Right, so feel free to join me if you like to read it there or just listen. अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानजनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथवितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सवादूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधां कृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखावितं च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Gurudev Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam, Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe, Hare Bol. Our friends are here. Oh well, we have some friends online as well. And we have some friends here. So I welcome everyone. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe. So what we have, this is a new series of Bhagavad Gita, right? So we have our Bhagavad Gita, very good. Oh, no worries. We have one for you here with us, okay? And hopefully you will have your copy soon. But we have Bhagavad Gita here. This is another Bhagavad Gita we have. And I will share a few things there. But what we went forward, and Shivani got her copy as well with us. And if you go forward, and if you remember what we said, that this philosophy in Bhagavad Gita, there are so many different things. But before we go any further, and okay, we did a lot of stories here, right? And we will come back to do these stories because the stories are great. Stories are very engaging. Everyone loves stories. Do you love stories, Rohan? Yeah, I do as well. Because the stories, they stay with us. Now, any one of you remember who are either online or offline that why do we raise hands? What does that mean? We covered that last time.
Because you want to show God that you're listening.
Great. Very nice. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, please.
To surrender yourself to
Great. Yeah, it's an expression of surrender. And of course, the very first thing in surrendering is that you are listening. So great. Would you like to add as well? That's right. Great. Yeah, we got it covered. So great. Thank you so much. Yes, that's the reason we raised our hands. And when we will go further, we will see who started doing it, who did it very first time. And we will see that as well. But very briefly on Kuru family. So those who were not there in past two lessons, then remember these sessions are getting broadcasted online, and these recordings are there on the YouTube channel. So feel free to do the recap. But very quick recap, if we have to do it now, it's a Kuru family because right on the top there was a king Kuru. And then if we go further, there were two brothers, Dhritarashtra, who was blind, right? But he was the eldest brother. But then he had Pandu, who was the younger brother. Pandu had 5 sons, and they were called Pandavas, right? Pandavas. So they are very famously known as Pandavas, 5 Pandavas. And then Dhritarashtra had 101 children, one daughter, and 100 sons. Imagine. Now, 5 Pandavas, the eldest one called Yudhishthir, then Bhishma, then Arjun, then Nakul, and Sahadev. And if I try to point it, that's where we are reading. Yudhishthir, Bhishma, Arjun, Nakul, and Sahadev. Nakul and Sahadev, their mother, Madhuri, and Yudhishthir, Bhishma, Arjun, their mother, Kunti, and the father, Pandu. So Pandu had 2 wives. And then Dhritarashtra, blind king, and his wife Gandhari, they had 101 children. But the eldest one was Duryodhan. So now the fight is going to happen because Duryodhan said that I'm going to be the king, but Yudhishthir is supposed to be the king because Yudhishthir is elder than Duryodhan. Yudhishthir's father Pandu was the king, and Yudhishthir is also a vice prince. So he should be the king. So there are 3 reasons why Yudhishthir should be the king. But Duryodhan's father is currently king, and he loves his son very much. So that's the fight. Now, the best thing about Pandavas, that they are very righteous people, right? And they have Lord Krishna with them. Lord Krishna and Lord Balrama, their sister Subhadra was the wife of Arjun. So that's how they were connected. But there is another relation, but that's the easiest one to remember. Duryodhan and Yudhishthir, they are going to fight, and they went around and they said, who is going to support us? So a lot of kings, let's say there were 100 kings, some of the kings said 75% of the kings said to Yudhishthir, okay, we will support you because your father is already a king. But Yudhishthir, they don't have any kingdom, Pandavas. But some of them, they were going to support Pandavas. So now, in Bhagavad Gita, the fight is going to happen. The battle is happening. Right, yes.
Like I was reading the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, read a few stuff about the Bhagavad Gita.
Fantastic. Great, great. Everything what I said was correct so far and now. Feel free to correct me if you read something which doesn't align with what I said.
Also, I did have one meaning.
Okay,
No.
yes, please. So this is great that we should always, so these sessions happens only Sundays. Of course, we do Saturdays as well. Feel free to attend them. But Sundays focusing on the children and Saturdays on adults. But anyone is welcome to attend both the sessions. And Bhagavatam, great, yes. So these books, these are Bhagavatam. So those online you can't see, but like in your hand you got Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the conversation between Krishna and Arjun, and there is only one book because there are 700 verses, right? 12 chapters, 700 verses. That's Bhagavad Gita.
Isn't it 18 chapters? Not
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you very much. Very good correction. So great thing that we have great students here who are happy to correct. Thank you so much. You are correct. The reason I said 12, which was wrong, because in Bhagavatam we have 12 cantos, right? So let's recap. Bhagavad Gita, conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. There are 18 chapters and there are 700 verses. You have Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam, we have 18,000 verses. So Bhagavad Gita 700 verses, Bhagavatam 18,000 verses. So 700 verses could fit into one book, 18,000 they cannot fit into one book. Like Bhagavad Gita, we have chapters. In Bhagavatam, we have cantos. And cantos, there are 12 cantos, and each canto consists of multiple chapters. And then each chapter has multiple verses. So for example, if we saw this, and if you remember, each chapter, Bhagavad Gita chapter, they have multiple verses. But in Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam is so huge, they're cantos. And in cantos, we have the chapters. In chapters, we have the verses. So all these, there are 12 cantos there in Bhagavatam. Right? And there are multiple books there. So great, fantastic. Hopefully one day, Lord's mercy, we will finish Bhagavad Gita and we will do Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam has even more stories. There are not many stories in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the essence. Bhagavad Gita is the philosophy. If you will say you are a Hindu, then Bhagavad Gita is supposed to be the book in Hinduism, Sanatan Dharma. And that's the reason we are focusing on Bhagavad Gita. Fantastic. So now, we did discuss here that Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapters, could be grouped, categorized into 3 sections. Each section has 6 chapters. So 18 divided by 3, 6. So there are 6 chapters in the front, 6 chapters at the end, and 6 chapters in the middle. First bit called Karma Yoga, because there are lots of actions happening there. The last 6 is about Jnana. Jnana is about the knowledge. No action, just the knowledge. Of course, if you have the knowledge, what will you do? You will do the action with the knowledge, right? So for example, sometimes someone will ask you to do something, but you don't know why you're doing it, but you're doing it. That's action. That's just action. But when you have the knowledge as well, then you know why you're doing it. And whenever we do something, we should try to understand. But sometimes it's hard to understand. Parents will say, do this. We don't have time to explain you now, but we will explain you later. So let's follow the parents and do it. But as soon as we get the chance, we should ask why we are doing it. Right? So first 6 chapters, karma, action. Last 6 chapters, jnana, knowledge. In the middle, we have the devotion, and that's called bhakti. And we will see what that is. Right? So we have covered the 4 different sampradayas, 4 different gurus. We have seen briefly this as well, that the very first verse which we will do today, and we will try to recite Sanskrit. We will learn a bit of Sanskrit verses as well. And so Dhritarashtra, first verse was spoken by Dhritarashtra, and there are 41 verses spoken by Sanjay. Sanjay, if you remember, is the charioteer of Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra cannot see, but Sanjay can see because Sanjay has been given blessings from Ved Vyas. The word is Divya Drishti. Divya is like spiritual, right? It's miraculous. And Drishti is a vision. So he had that spiritual vision that, like we have a wall, he could see on the wall what's happening far, far away. And these things are possible now. We watch telly, it might be broadcasting from India, America, Japan. We can see it here, telly. So think of it, they had the telly those days as well. Yeah. And then Arjun, 84 verses. Most of the time, Arjun was asking questions or expressing his concerns. But then 574 verses of 700 verses, which is 82%, were spoken by Lord Krishna. Hence, we call it Bhagavad Gita, Song of Lord, Song of God. Yeah, Bhagavad Gita. And we have seen the different chapters, they have different shlokas. Chapter 1878, the longest one, because it's going to summarize everything. But chapter 2 is also the summary, and there are 72 verses there. And then we have the shortest one, chapter 12 and chapter 15, with only 20 verses. So if we think of those, they are there. Now we will start. Chapter 1, and the title of the chapter 1 Bhagavad Gita is Observing the Armies on Battlefield. Yeah. We will see the very first verse. And let me explain very briefly what it says there. Because this is the only verse which is spoken by Dhritarashtra. And let's open, okay, this verse there, the first one. Yeah. So we can recite together if you like. Thank you. So what's going to happen in this? That observing the armies, chapter 1, first verse. This verse is where Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjay. So asking is inquiring from Sanjay that what did they do? What did they do? So remember, the fight is going to happen between his sons and Pandus, right? So he's basically asking, what are they doing there? Has the battle begun? What are they doing? Right? And this is what we are going to discuss now. So what he asks. So, okay, Shiba, you would remember this, yeah? You can recite together. Page 39.
Where's the first?
Okay, so if you have Bhagavad Gita with you, great. If not, then feel free. Online version is there, which is there are many, but online version is there on Veda Base, Vedabase. Veda base on Google, you can find it. So if you try to read, if the verse is Dhritarashtra Uvacha. Now Dhritarashtra is the name and Uvacha is spoken. So if Rohan would say something, we will say Rohan Uvacha. So you can go home and whenever your dad will say something or mom will say, let's say mom will say something, then you can go to dad and say, just say, oh, mom just said it. You can practice a bit of Sanskrit there. You can say to mom, Dad Uvacha, right? That would be interesting. That's how we practice, that's how we learn, right? Dad Uvacha, Mom Uvacha. Here, Dhritarashtra Uvacha. That's the very first word of Bhagavad Gita. Dhritarashtra Uvacha, Dharmashetre Kurukshetre. Okay, let's read. Okay. Yeah, let's do it together. We will recite the whole verse and then we will do it slowly. Dhritarashtra vacha dharmashetre kurukshetre samveta yuyutsava mamakaha pandavaschaiva kim akurvat sanjaya. Right? You able to follow? Great.
I think it's something relating to the Pandu.
Yes, it is. And we will see the word. Okay, let's do the word by word translation and then we will come back. We will understand what these Sanskrit words meant. So, very first one, if you see Dhritarashtra Uvacha, King Dhritarashtra said, Dharma Kshetra, in the place of pilgrimage. Dharma Kshetra, so Dharma is for religion, usually we say it, but here it's pilgrimage. Kshetra is the area, place. So Dharma Kshetra, in the place of pilgrimage. And then we have Kurukshetra. So that's in the place named Kurukshetra. There is a place in India called Kurukshetra where all the battles, well, this particular battle is going to happen. Samveta. So that's assembled. Samveta, they have assembled. Yuyutsavaha, desiring to fight. Yuyutsavaha, desiring to fight. Mamkaha, Mamakaha, my party, my sons. Pandvaha, the son of Pandus. Cha and Eva, certainly. Kim, what? Akurvaha, Akurvata, did they do? Sanjaya. Oh Sanjay, what did they do? They assembled there in Kurukshetra. What did they do? Right? This is the literal translation. Let's recite the verse again. So let's recite together 3 times. Okay. Dhritarashtra vacha dharma kshetra kurukshetra samveta yutsava mam kaha pandavascheva kim akurvat sanjaya. Dhritarashtra dharma kshetra kurukshetre samveta yutsava mam kaha pandavascheva kim akurvat sanjaya. Dhritarashtra Dharmashetre Kurukshetre Samveta Yuyutsava Mamakaha Pandavascheva Kim Akurvam Sanjaya. Hare Krishna. So you can practice at home as well, but we will see slowly, gradually when we will read and recite these verses, then we will be able to pick up Sanskrit, right? So Rohan, would you like to read the translation here, please?
Trust
Dhritarashtra.
is that, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at
Kurukshetra.
etc., desiring to fight, what did they do?
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So that's the very first verse. Now there are 700 verses, and currently we are doing the overview. So we might not go and recite all the verses, but there are few verses we will pick. But we will discuss the whole theme was there in Bhagavad Gita. Right? Otherwise, 700 verses would take a lot of time because we are not just going to recite, we are going to understand the theme and we are going to take the lessons. Now, the very first thing we understood that the Dhritarashtra has asked Sanjay that what are they doing? Now, what are they doing? If you see the slide there, it says verse 2 to 11. So we have read first verse, from second verse to 11th verse. This is the theme. Now the guys there are two guys there. What is the theme? Theme is Duryodhan describes. So this guy on the right, which is a younger guy, right? He is Duryodhan, and with him he has his teacher. Duryodhan's teacher is there. Ooh, okay, no, this is Bhishma requesting his army to support Bhishma. Okay, no, this is the teacher. This means something else. I will explain. So there are two wise people. There were many wise people, but there were two major wise people in Duryodhan's army. They were wise, but still they were fighting for Duryodhan. Sometimes it happens. You are in a wrong party, you are stuck, you can't move. One is Bhishma. Bhishma is you remember the Bhishma when we saw this Kuru? There was a guy who didn't marry, right? That Bhishma, very old guy, is still there. And because he took the oath, he promised that whoever is the king, I'm going to support. And currently the king is Duryodhan's father. So he will have to support Duryodhan, even though he knows Duryodhan is bad. But he will have to fight against. And then Duryodhan's teacher, Duryodhan and Pandav's teacher, both of their teachers there are two teachers. One is Kripa Charya. Acharya is the teacher and Kripa was his name. So Kripacharya. So Kripacharya was there. Yeah. Kripacharya was there. And Kripacharya was a primary teacher, right? Kripacharya was a primary teacher for both Kuru and Pandavas. But later what happened, the Kripacharya said, I cannot, I'm only primary teacher, you got to find a secondary teacher. And they found a secondary teacher. Who was the secondary teacher? Secondary teacher was Dronacharya. See, whenever you will hear the name Acharya, Acharya is teacher. Kripacharya and then Dronacharya. Kripacharya, Dronacharya. Kripacharya primary teacher, Dronacharya secondary teacher. Remember this way. Now that guy here is Dronacharya. So Duryodhan is actually saying he's a leader. He is motivating everyone. What he's saying? Duryodhan is describing army formation for both sides. In the army, you play chess. Yeah, in the chess, you have to make the formation. If this will happen, that will happen. If they will attack this way, I will defend that way. This is what they have done in those days. They had their preparation ready. So Duryodhan is describing it to Dronacharya, and then he said he was expert politician and he was a diplomat as well. Even though why Dronacharya was fighting for him? Because Dronacharya had a son, and his name is Ashwathama. The legend says the Ashwathama is still alive. So this happens more than 5,000 years back, but Ashwathama is still there. In Sanskrit, what is Ashva?
8.
That Asht. This is Ashva. Good guess. Ashva is for horse. Ashwathama, because when the child was born, when children get born, the children cry. Something like that. I don't remember how I used to cry when I was a child. No? Oh, Shivani remember. Shivani said, no, I didn't. So, Ashwathama, he cried like a horse. Hence, they named him Ashwathama. Ashwathama was Duryodhan's son. And he was his best friend. Yeah, one of the best friends for Duryodhan. So he said, I'm going to fight. And he said to his father, if you will not fight, I will be very unhappy. And this teacher, Dronacharya, was very much attached to his son. So Because his son wanted to fight with Duryodhan, he said, okay, I have to fight with you. I can't. And because he was also a teacher in the kingdom, and again, the kingdom was for the king, and the king was his father. So there were two reasons why Dronacharya and Bhishma, they both were good. They both wanted Yudhishthir to be the king. They knew the Yudhishthir will win because Lord Krishna is with Yudhishthir. But still, they were fighting against the wrong party. So, yeah.
So, is that person on the left Bhishma or the teacher?
Is the teacher.
Oh.
Yes. Even though he's requesting his army to support Bhishma, what he basically, Duryodhan is saying to the teacher, actually, if you will see Bhishma as well, Bhishma also looks very similar because, when you're old, all white dress, this is exactly what he looks like, this is exactly what Bhishma looks like. But Duryodhan is saying to the Dronacharya that you should support Bhishma because remember Bhishma had one, because Bhishma did such a big sacrifice for his father that I'm not going to marry. I will never ever get married. I will never have children. I will never become a king because he wanted his father's desires to be fulfilled. So his father was so happy. His father gave him a boon, saying, I'll give you a boon. You will only die when you want to die. Right? You will only die when you want to die. So such a person who cannot die, it's very hard to win over him. Yeah? Imagine you cannot die. Somebody will come and kill you. You cannot be killed. You're always there. But sooner or later you will win because the other person will get tired and die. So Yudhishthir was very confident that we are going to win because Bhishma is on our side. First of all, he's very old and wise guy. He knew how to fight. He was a great warrior. Remember, he was the one who went and he got 3 princes. He was the one who fought. He got the 3 princes and 2 of them got married. Ambika, Ambalika. So Bhishma should be supported by Dronacharya. This is what he's saying. From verse 12 to 11, that's what he kept saying. Then we get further, and this is Bhishma. This is a modern picture, that's why he's looking black. Well, his beards are black. But grandfather Bhishma blows his conch shell. Have you seen conch shells? Conch shell, big conch shells. Yeah, have you seen it? Yeah? You have it at home? No? You should get it. Next time when parents will go Vrindavan, ask them to get one. Yeah? It's a great conch shell. If we blow, it's very auspicious. The sounds very... We say, if you have insects at home, you blow, they run away. Yeah, that's one thing.
Do it.
Yeah, so you go away.
So, and also you have, it's good for your kidney and liver, when you blow it.
Liver, lungs.
Lungs, sorry. Lungs, I meant. Very good. That's the reason these guys are there. So, lungs, it's really, really good for lungs because the way you blow it. It's good. When you blow it, you will see all your internal organs get purified. You get that feeling. When we say, oh, even then, when you practice, see, in the morning before you go to school, always try to do that. You sit and you go, oh, and then try to count for how long you can do without breaking your. You will see, first time maybe you will do it 10 seconds, then 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Next time when you will come, do a competition and let me know who wins. Right? So from this Friday, this Sunday to next Sunday, you have like 7 days. Practice every day and let me know. And I will request the same thing with Arun and Shivani. And let's see, first, out of both of you, who can do longer. And the second, for how long. Yeah, without breaking. And you will see gradually you're getting better and better. Great. So conch shell those days was, whenever the battle is going to happen, the conch shell was the sign that we need to start now. Begin. So the eldest one, usually, and he's the eldest one in both the armies. So he started in verse 12, and then you will notice verse 14, Lord Krishna enters in the battlefield with Arjun. right? So this chariot is very famous. There are 5 horses, or there are 4 horses. Maybe we can't see the 5th one, but they're supposed to be. But you see, the charioteer, the one who is the driver, is Krishna, right? And the Arjun is sitting at the back.
No, it's subject.
No, those are Sanjay and Dhritarashtra. Yeah, Sanjay and Dhritarashtra, they are not here in the battlefield. They are sitting in the palace.
Yeah, but subject is the chariot.
Sanjay is the charioteer, yes. But in this picture,
Should he be in the chariot?
yeah, no, not in all the chariots. In this particular chariot, Arjun and Krishna are there. And now 700 verses will be spoken by these two. Now, as we have seen by 4 people. But basically the discussion is happening. Dhritarashtra asked Sanjay. Sanjay is going to describe it, what's happening, and then Krishna and Arjun will start. Right? Then what happens? See, everyone is going to blow the conch shell. And the conch shells, they have the names. Do you have toys with you? Have you ever given the names to your toys? Yeah? I have done it. Yeah, Shivani has done it. Aryan got a brownie. Been there for more than 10 years now, I think. He got it from Dubai. Wherever we go, he takes with him. What's the name of your toy?
I don't know.
What's the name of your toy? Oh, you don't remember? Okay, might not be there. Okay, we remember ours. But that's those conch shells. Each and every one had a conch shell, and the conch shell had a name, and the names are given in Bhagavad Gita as well. So very briefly, if you see from verse 15 to 19, it mentions that let's start from Arjun. Arjun's conch shell, Devdatta. Yes, please.
Why does it say beam?
Bhima. Yes, because the name was Bhima. So in Hindi we call Bhima, in Sanskrit we call Bhima. So Krishna, we call Krishna, but in Hindi we call Krishna. Even Vrindavan, if you will go, we call Krishna, but in English or in Sanskrit we call Krishna. So that's why A has been added. But Bhishma, this is Bhima, not Bhishma. Bhishma is the old guy. Bhima is one of the Pandu, one of the Pandavs, Pandu's son. Yeah. So remember, Yudhishthir is the eldest one. Then Bhishma, then Arjun, then Nakul, then Sahdev. This is the sequence how they were born. There are 5 Pandavas, yeah, and Lord Krishna is on the top, in the middle. So Arjun's, because Arjun is one of the main warriors, yeah.
Also, which one?
The middle one, this one, if you see, is Lord Krishna's. There is another, if you, well, you can't really see the picture very nicely, but this is, yes, this is Vishnu, and this is, oh, great, thank you. So this is Vishnu, and this is, Vishnu is sitting or laying down on a snake called Anantashesh. That's not that's a Lakshmi ji. That's Lakshmi ji. Yeah.
Wait.
Which is the one? Yeah, this one is Lakshmi ji. So we
Holy.
pictures could be deceptive, but Lord Vishnu is in the water, and we will do another story where this picture comes from and where this conch shell comes from. But this is Lord Krishna's conch shell called Panchjanya, and Lord Vishnu is there laying down on Sheshnag, a big serpent snake, and his wife is Lakshmi ji, who is always with Lord Vishnu wherever Lord Vishnu goes. Yeah, mother and father, they usually stay together, and that's what Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi ji, they do it. But very good question, very good. And so this is what they are doing from verses 15 to 19. They each and every one of them, they are going to blow their conch shells, right? Then from 20 to 26, see what happens. 20 to 26, Arjun, remember both sides, they are cousin brothers. Yeah, because Pandav's father was Pandu, Duryodhan's father was Dhritarashtra, and Dhritarashtra and Pandu, they are brothers. So actually, Dhritarashtra and Pandus, Duryodhan and Pandus, they all are cousin brothers. And when they were children, they used to play together with each other. So Arjun is full of compassion. Remember, all the Pandus are very nice people. So Arjun is saying to Lord Krishna now, and maybe, okay, we'll see if we get the time now, or otherwise later. Lord Arjun is asking Lord Krishna that, please take the chariot in the middle of both armies. Because, and when he reached there in the middle, he looks at his army and he looks at his opponent army. He's going to fight. Both sides, he sees his relatives, his cousin brothers, his uncles, right? And that's what he has asked from verse 20 to 26. He requested Lord Krishna, please let's take my chariot there. And maybe it's a good time to do the story that why Lord Krishna is the charioteer there. Why? Because charioteer is not a big job, but Lord himself is doing that job. It's a driver's job. See?
Sanjay should be doing
But Sanjay should be doing it, but everyone has his or her own driver. So Sanjay is Duryodhan's father's charioteer. Imagine they are going to fight the Pandavas. So they are not going to say, okay, my charioteer will go and drive you. Yeah? It's like two parties are fighting. They're not going to share each other's drivers with themselves. But good thought. Now what happened? Remember I said, when Duryodhan and Yudhishthir, when they decided they are going to fight, and whoever will win will become the king. And they started going around asking people, who will fight with me? Will you come and fight with me? Will you come and fight with me? Are you in my army? We are going to fight them. Some, they decided to go with Duryodhan. Mostly they went with Duryodhan. And less people went with Yudhishthir. Because Duryodhan's father was already the king. But Lord Krishna was neutral. Both of them went to Lord Krishna, will you fight for me? So what happened? Lord Krishna was sleeping. And they both are cousins. Duryodhan decided, I will go and I will visit Lord Krishna and I will ask Lord Krishna, will you fight from my side? And Arjun also said, I will also go and I will ask Lord Krishna, will you fight from my side? Now what happened? Lord Krishna was lying on the bed sleeping. And then Duryodhan came first. And the gentleman asked, there was a person there working, that, oh, Lord Krishna is sleeping. Would you like to sit and wait? He said, yeah, I will go sit and wait. So Lord Krishna was there. He sat down next to Lord Krishna's head. So if I'm sleeping here like that, he sat down next to the bed, that when he will wake up, I will speak to him. I will patiently wait. Because we should never wake up anyone if unless somebody is getting late for school or office or anywhere else, we should not. If somebody is sleeping, we should wait. Yeah, unless it's emergency. And similarly, if somebody is having food, we should not disturb. And if somebody is learning something, we should not disturb. The three places we should not disturb others. Chanakya Pandit said that. You remember you know who Chanakya is? No? Hari, do you know? Chanakya was a great scholar. I will give his book to you to read. But a lot of books, a lot of stories. Right. So what happens? Three things. Again, where whoever is doing these three things, we should never disturb. Remember any of those? Yes, please. One by one.
if someone's eating food, if someone's learning, and someone's sleeping.
Great. Thank you. Fantastic. All three in one go. Great. You can ask this question from your parents. This is what we learned. Do you know? Yes.
They said they didn't know anything about the Bhagavad Gita.
Tell you what. Next time, ask them, would you like to come and sit with us? That's one option. Second option, ask them, then like we do Sunday classes for children, we have Saturday classes for adults. So those parents who don't know, it's good to have the company, come along, please. Or the third option, because parents, the children, just like children, parents are good in giving excuses. For example, your mom will say, oh, well, you were away, I needed to make the food, so I can't come now. Or Saturday, I need to take you swimming, I can't come then. So the third option is always there. Whatever you are learning, you can go and teach your parents. Yeah. This way, what will happen? They will find out, and we say the best way of learning is to teach. Why? Because when you will tell them, you're doing your own practice. And if I will tell you 10 things, you might remember five, you might remember five, but both of them will share with each other, both of you will practice with each other, right? And then
Recording.
and we also have recording, so you can make your parents watch recording. That's the reason we are getting recorded, because some of the parents could not do now and they might join later, and hence they requested the recording. Thank you so much, Ivan. So what happened? Lord Krishna is sleeping. Duryodhan is waiting at the next head, next to the head. Arjun comes, and the doorkeeper said, "Oh well, yes, Lord Krishna is sleeping. Would you like to wait?" You say, "Yes, we are happy to wait." So Arjun went. Arjun waited. Where Arjun went right at the front where the feet are. That's the only difference. Now, when the person wakes up, most of the time, and you can practice this, Rohan, you check this out tomorrow morning. When you wake up in the morning, do you look left, right, or do you look right straight? When we wake up, do we wake up like this, or do we wake up left or right? Straight. Great. That's what Lord Krishna did as well. Lord Krishna did that and say, "Hey Arjun, how are you doing?" And then Duryodhan said, "Hang on, I'm here. I came before him." And then he looked at, "Oh, Duryodhan, how are you doing as well?" Now what happens? Well, I'm sure they must have spoken in Sanskrit, not in English. But this is what they did. What happens now? Now both of them said, "We are here to ask you the same thing. Would you fight for us?" And Lord Krishna said, "Well, see, now I'm in a pickle. What shall I do? Shall I listen to you or shall I listen to you?" And then Duryodhan said, "You should listen to me first because I came first." But Lord Krishna said, "But I saw Arjun first." So, a great lesson here is, if someone is sleeping and if you want to wait, rather than waiting next to the head, wait towards the feet. That's first learning. Remind this me next class, and I will tell you another story from Ramayana why this is important. But another lesson here is that whenever we go and ask someone, we kindly wait. Yes, please.
We did read a bit of the Ramayana.
Great, fantastic.
Excuse me, isn't it like because Arjun waited at his feet, like surrendering and just like, wait, I'm not done yet. And like below him, he's kind of showing, but like when who's the other one? Duryodhan. When he went like next, it was kind of like he was telling Krishna that he was like equal to him.
Right. Thank you. So those online who can't, who couldn't hear, so that's the another lesson. Whenever you don't wake up anyone who's sleeping, but also when you wait towards the legs. Due to the respect, somebody who's elder than you, you're going to ask for something. You don't go and sit next to the head, which is like more powerful. You are submissive. You are humble. You're kind, you're polite, and you will wait nicely next to the feet. So that's why in Indian culture, in Sanatan Dharma, in Hinduism, we touch the feet, right? This is another expression of submission. And then the elders will give you the blessings. So when Duryodhan said, "I came first," Lord Krishna said, "But I saw Arjun first." But then he said, "Well, hang on. I can do one thing. I've decided that I have army." So Lord Krishna had Narayani army because he was Narayan, one of the best armies then. Narayan army, big, massive army. There were elephants, horses, chariots, and many soldiers. Then he said, I have divided my armies on one side and I'm on the other side. One of you take my army, and one of you only take me. And Duryodhana was about to say something. And Lord Krishna said, hang on, let me finish. Whoever will pick me, because Lord Krishna could fight also. He's a fighter. Remember what we said, Bhishma is a great fighter. Lord Krishna is also a fighter. He has never lost a war. So if Lord Krishna might be better than all his army. But then Lord Krishna said, but if I will be from your side, I will not fight. Well, Duryodhan thought, well, what's the point having you? He didn't say, yeah, please. Both hands. Okay. Yes. So Duryodhan thought, what's the point? What's the point of having Krishna if Krishna cannot fight? What's the point of having Krishna if Krishna cannot fight? So Duryodhan said, I will ask first. Krishna said, let me ask Arjun first. And then Arjun said, so Arjun was given the chance first. Why? Because Krishna said, first of all, he came and sat next to the feet. I saw him first, but also he's your younger. Remember, Yudhishthir didn't come. Yudhishthir is elder than Duryodhan, but Arjun is younger than Duryodhan. So Krishna said, let's ask Arjun. And Arjun said, Lord Krishna, I don't need your army, I need you. Even if you don't fight, I need you as my advisor. I want you to let me know what to do. And then Lord Krishna looked at Duryodhan. Duryodhan said, inside he was very happy. He said, okay, if Arjun takes you, I will take the army. But he was very happy that he got a massive army. And he thought, what will I do with Lord Krishna if he cannot fight? Because it's got battle. In the battle, we need fighters, right? So, Lord Krishna is with Arjun because of that story. And then Lord Krishna said, I will become your charioteer. Because charioteer is the only person who will always stay with you till end, right? Because once you are in the war, the battle happens, you and your charioteer, they are only with you, right? And we will see what Lord Krishna does. But at that moment, if you think that if you have a driver, you are the owner, you will tell the driver and driver do whatever the driver needs to do. Driver not going to ask any question. Imagine you will say to the driver, okay, let's go to swimming. Driver say, no. Swimming is not good for your health. Hey, let's go dancing. Driver can't say that. So similarly, Arjun says to Krishna, let's take the chariot in between, in the middle of both. Hence the name of the first chapter is Observing the Armies. Because they are in the middle, and Arjun and Krishna, but Arjun mainly is observing the armies. And both sides, wherever he look, he says, my cousins, my friends, my family members, my uncles, my teacher, Dronacharya, whom we saw before, his favorite student was Arjun. And Arjun said, I can't fight with my teacher. He taught me everything. Right? Imagine Arjun learned everything from Dronacharya, and now he's going to do everything he learned from him to fight him. That's not good, is it? No, but we do sometimes. See, this boy there, I taught him how to play chess. Now he beat me in chess every day. Every day he beats me. And these days, for last 2 days, twice. There was a time he used to beat me once. Now every day he beats me twice. What shall we do? This is a war as well. But
The war of chess.
that's why Arjun said that from verse 20 to 27, Arjun sees his relatives overwhelmed with compassion. And where it says 01, we will see, and we will do it next week. Arjun gives 5 reasons. And he says, I cannot fight. He's the star warrior. He's a star player. Have you seen football? Yeah. Imagine the football. Who's your best?
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Imagine just before the match is going to happen, Ronaldo will say, I don't feel like playing. Imagine. What will you do? He's the star player.
You bring Messi.
You would bring Messi. Messi will say, I don't feel like it either.
What?
That's what is happening with Arjun. And Arjun is going to give 5 reasons. And we are going to stop here. But remember the 5 reasons he will give. These reasons we also give. That's why Bhagavad Gita is so relevant to us. That's why we are reading Bhagavad Gita. And the answers which Krishna is going to give to Arjun, those answers are there for us. Hence, Bhagavad Gita is so much relevant. Even though it's so old, but it's so relevant because all those questions Arjun is going to ask, they are our question. And the answers given to Arjun, they are for us as well. Okay, so we will end here. Thank you so much for everyone in joining. Those who joined on Zoom, those who are here, those who joined on YouTube Live, those who will be watching later. We will come back next week, Sunday, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. UK time. With that, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev Maharaj ki jai, jai jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe everyone. If everyone has any questions, then feel free to let me know. If not, then we will meet next week. And remember, we also, so today we started Sanskrit and practice that verse. Remember, Mama Vacha, Daddy Vacha, and then Duryodhana Vacha. Practice that verse. And the next class, we will start doing chanting. So we have a chanting bead with us. We have small bead. If you have, feel free to bring with you, right? Otherwise, this is the one. We have some spare ones and we will practice. This is big. There are 108 beads, but we have a small one which is 1/4 of this. Yes.
So is it like like a mala?
This is like a mala. Yeah, we call it chanting bead, chanting mala. You're right. We also wear. We can wear this as well if you want. We can put this. Sometimes people do that. Yeah, see, you can put that whenever you feel like chanting, take it out. You start chanting. It's much handy. Okay. All right. The parents are here. Hare Krishna, everyone. Look forward to see you next time. Hare Krishna. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll stop.